Government reduces freight charges to pre-pandemic course. Superbet cashier fakes robbery to pay gambling debt. Cross-dressing finally legalized. And imported goods means imported inflation. I am Noriko Bulford and welcome to tonight's edition of Uncut News. The government has reduced the duties on imported goods to pre-pandemic levels in hopes that local vendors and retailers would in turn reduce their currently inflated prices. Instead of taxing importers for the full cost of the trip, they will only be taxed solely based on the value of the items that are being imported. The concession will be in effect from August 1st to January 31st, 2022, which will see the state reducing projected revenues by 4.8 billion Guyana dollars over the 6-month period. This morning, the magistrate's court dismissed charges against 40-year-old truck driver Danion Welcome. Welcome is the driver who was charged after his truck crashed into the median at Agricola and ran over 7-year-old Sierra Benjamin in 2019. He was facing 1 count of death by dangerous driving. However, the magistrate ruled in favor of a no-case submission made by Welcome's attorney on the grounds of insufficient evidence. As such, Welcome was discharged of the offense and was allowed to go home free as a bird. The Ministry of Housing says that farmers in Cummings Lodge on the East Coast will be compensated for their loss of land following the government's summary repossession and clearing of the area for a new housing development. Farmers are being asked to consider an option to either stay on their lands or leave and be given a job through the ministry. Regardless of their long-term choice, the ministry says each farmer has already received the compensation in the form of a check. Over on the west side, a 22-year-old cashier working at the Superbet location in Potentia was arrested after she admitted to faking a robbery at the establishment. The woman told police that she was balancing up her cash records at around 7 p.m. last night when a man walked into the shop requesting $2,000 in Superbet credit, before he then reportedly robbed her at gunpoint, stealing 1 gold chain, 1 cellular phone, and 450,000 Guyana dollars in cash. Her story, however, did not hold during questioning, and the cops say she later admitted that she was lying about the robbery, and that she had actually gambled away $300,000 of the shop's money. She eventually led the cops to where she hid the money, in her toilet. Are you one of the chosen few that benefits from duty-free? If yes, then check out these amazing vehicles that just arrived at Best Buy Auto Sales. This 2016 Toyota Harrier Grand Sport Edition, this 2014 Range Rover Evoque, and this 2016 Lexus RX 200T are all on sale. They are all fully loaded and come with all modern features. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Bigelow Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you to get in on a sweet deal. Early this morning, Parliament finally removed the offense of cross-dressing from the law books, in keeping with an almost 3-year-old decision by the Caribbean Court of Justice. In November 2018, the CCJ legalized it by way of their decision, calling the law archaic and oppressive. But here's the kicker. Guess who was one of the main opposers to the motion? Anyway, just guess. Don't worry about it. It's Annette. Yes, Annette, I've never worn a dress in my life, Ferguson. I mean, how is Ferguson going to fight this law when she's so deep in the closet she's finding Christmas presents? In fact, she quoted the Bible and called cross-dressing an abomination, which I think is absolutely hilarious given the context. Ha-ha! But, if you ask me, what's the real abomination is just how pointless it is in the grand scheme of things. Crime is on the rise. The virus is out of control, and the global economy is in shambles. But hey, at least you can wear a dress in public now, and with global warming going the way it is, some of you straight men out there might actually consider adding it to your wardrobe, just so you can get a little breeze between your 2 feet. This morning, GDF Sergeant Keon King pleaded guilty to the multi-million-dollar armed robbery committed on Wollaston's Enterprise gold dealership last week Thursday. However, his co-accused 36-year-old Delroy Jackson and 36-year-old Beyond Lee pleaded innocent. Nevertheless, all 3 have been remanded to prison until August 24, 2021. On Tuesday, Mario Basundiol and Militia Dutchin were remanded to prison for the murder of returning Guyanese resident Hamraj Pardesi. They were not required to plead to the indictable charge, and they will be back in court September 9th. You there, Mr. Truck Owner. A great place to get high-quality truck parts and engine spares for low prices is Powered Automotive. They stock parts for DAF, Freightliner, Mark, International, and all models of Cummins engines. Visit them at Lot 1161 E.E. Eccles or call them on 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Real thing. It's now time for today's Rona Report. Today, the nation recorded 81 new cases. There are now 564 persons dead, 15 in the ICU, 691 in home isolation, and the total number of confirmed cases around the nation now stands at 23,075. So please, people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds, and remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. One family in Linden is seeking the public's help in finding their missing relative, 47-year-old Justin Bailey, whom they have not heard from since February. Bailey moved to Georgetown in 2019. Nevertheless, his sister Jamila Bailey said it is unlike her brother to go for such an extended period without contacting family or friends. Calls to the man's phone are being forwarded straight to voicemail. If you have information on his whereabouts, the family ask if you can contact them at 660-8713. A missing persons report was filed with the police on Saturday. On Monday, a search of a 24-year-old convicted prisoner at the New Amsterdam prison on Monday uncovered a small quantity of cannabis. During the search, police said a black plastic bag was found in his long boots. It contained 5 transparent plastic bags filled with 144 grams of trash-quality cannabis. He's since been charged for the possession. Don't miss the grand 50% off sale and get a free 1-month Digicel Prime bundle plan. Available at City Mall, Starbucks Square, Regent and Light Street, Massey Turkine, and Massey Providence. Shop early, limited stocks available. And now for our stupid news of the day. You know what I think is stupid? The fact that our obsession with imported goods has caused us to import inflation, and that obsession is about to cost the state billions in lost tax revenue. Unfortunately, this savings for the importers only accounts for about 5 to 20% of the cost to ship non-agricultural goods, meaning that the government is not to blame for the increased shipping costs. These shipping companies themselves are, as the average 20-foot container cost has increased by 6 to 10 times the usual price. There is a solution to this issue, but it's not going to be an easy or a quick fix, or is it going to be a popular one either. The simplest way to insulate your country's economy from importing inflation is to stop importing so many basic goods and to build and support our own Guyanese industries. I know many imports are unavoidable, like cars and electronics, but do we really need to be buying expensive fruits and vegetables at Giftland and imported plantain chips at Bounty? I shudder to find myself agreeing with our nation's favorite dead dictator, but a broken clock is right twice a day. And you have to admit, LFS Burnham had a lot of things wrong, but he was right that producing nothing and importing everything is pretty stupid. Have a business and need access to more Gundu balls? Register it on one of the fastest growing business directories in Guyana. Sign up for free on snap.gy and get your business listed today. And yes, you heard me right, it's absolutely free. Get listed today on snap.gy. Moving on to our Uncut News Views Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in the nation, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, do you think the Gas to Shore project will really bring as much progress as the government claims it will? Tarifa Wolford said, more should be done to gain more knowledge about the sector for the future, cause times are constantly changing. Iban Taki said, the Gas to Shore project will be very beneficial for all Guyanese, but with a price tag of US $900 million, we can get a better green energy project with more benefits. And finally, Dan Raj Mohan said, what happened to the hydro project? Cleaner energy and cheaper energy for Guyanese, a green way forward, a beautiful and better Guyana? So for tonight's question, what's an issue happening in your community that you believe needs more attention? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullford saying good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.